Hey guys, I got myself some new glass, came in the post today. It's a nice wide lens, so if I go up really close like this, I can get really in your face, really distort you. Basically today I was watching an episode of Stefan Molyneux. I'm not the biggest fan of Stefan Molyneux, but I like his economic stuff, I like his libertarian stuff, his anarcho-capitalist leanings are quite interesting. So yeah, I like listening to some of his stuff quite a bit. But today I was watching an episode where he was attacking the Young Turks, so I was really interested in that, because I find the Young Turks are a bit of a shit pile of information. And I scrolled down the comments, as I always do in just about any video I watch, and I found who other than Thunderf00t, or as he's known in some circles, Phil. So Thunderf00t basically was attacking Stefan and saying, Oh, hardcore libertarians, they think it's just so bad, the coercive redistribution of wealth. Yeah, coercive redistribution of wealth, that's really, you've put it pretty damn right there, Thunderf00t. I'm going to call you Phil for now on. And he's basically saying, kids cost a lot of money, so therefore we need to support them somehow, because basically the video was about Adam Carolla, and he was saying, don't have kids if you can't afford them, and Thunderf00t was just saying, no, we should give them money or whatever to help support them, because otherwise our species is dead. So I'm just going to debunk this, because frankly I don't think Thunderf00t is very good when it comes to politics or philosophy. He's good when it comes to science videos, you know, I like his creationist videos, I like his videos on solar panels, that was really good. I like his feminist videos, although I find they're getting a bit boring now, because he's losing source material, because I don't think the feminists have been out there in recent times. It's all really been debunked, so yeah, but this is really griping with me. Firstly, the idea of everything is a boogeyman because it's coercive redistribution of wealth. Right. If a guy went up to you, you know, it's the same argument, if a guy went up to you and said, I want your money because I'm going to give it to a children's hospital, the most nice thing to do is to say, okay, can I have some money because I want to build this hospital. You don't go up to them and go with a gun, I want your money, give it to me now so I can help build it. If a guy went up to you and did that, you wouldn't do that. So for some reason we decided to do it for the government. And you say that this is just a, you know, an old gaff, you know, an old straw man argument. It's not. Okay? Just because the government is somehow efficient, okay, and I could probably tell you it's not that efficient. Anything that's been done by the private market usually tends to be better. That doesn't mean that they get opportunity over the guy who would go up to you and fire at you on the street. It's just ridiculous. Next, kids cost $500,000 to raise, feed, educate, etc. So it's necessary to the burden of a society to give them all of the stuff that they need to survive. But the way I like to think of this sort of, you know, welfare to kids and whatever is what I like to think of sort of in relation to university fees. If you come from a bad background, not much money, but you've got a few grades that will help you get into university, why are you not going to go 3 years or 4 years if you're in America, go to a university, you won't have to pay back your bills for years and years and years, you're young, you're not sure what you want to do, so just go there and take all this money with you. And like you're in £30,000 or $30,000 worth of debt. Why is there not the same thing for somebody, say, who is on the dole and is being given this welfare opportunity? She's been said, right, here you go, you can have some money, we'll take care of you and whatnot, just have a child. That's basically what is being said. Because whilst many people might deny it and might say, well, no, they will never do that, as Tony Benn said, they will. Okay, there have been people in my friend groups, my community, that have intentionally had a baby because they can, you know, get some support from the government. So it's not an effective way of making kids, making a good society. And by the way, societies are not made by government top-down. They're made by lots of people bottom up. So the government is never normally very good at making a society. Then you go along and talk about things like police force and say that, well, we need coercive redistribution of wealth. It's what makes our society good. Okay, look, I understand the police force idea. You know, we can't have a police force. We need a government for that. I will say, yeah, okay, maybe, maybe not. A lot of what turns people away from things like libertarianism, no state or whatever, is mainly not a lack of options, but a lack of imagination. People don't understand how if a police force could exist without the power of the state. But that is because in our mindset as it is today, we can't figure out a better way because we've never seen one in action before. It's the same way that people would not know what the internet was 80 years ago. They thought, what? A load of people giving away stuff for free? Yeah, right. But the reality is that's happened. So why can the same, therefore, not be done for a police force? In fact, what we're finding in Detroit is things like Threat Management Center and other organisations like that basically go and defend the really rich, you know, the mega $1 million corporations. Go and defend those, like, help them out, make sure they don't get attacked and whatever. And then they use that money that they get, because they get a lot of money, and they go out and defend local areas, the people who aren't paying, with the money that's left over when they haven't got any more. So it's not a profit-making society. So charities can work. And there are vastly different ways of doing it. It's not all just a matter of giving away your money to a state that therefore makes things good. But nobody's totally at the moment asking for a privatised police force. But it's there in some anarchist circles, it's there in some other circles. So not every single libertarian is asking for zero state, zero things, no taxation whatsoever. But what we are asking for is less, because less is more. Okay, that's basically the crux of libertarianism. No force, or little force as possible, as some people like me will probably say. And then finally, towards the very end, you say, then isn't Somalia your dream society? Well, firstly, Somalia isn't a anarchy state anymore. It's now been made into a sort of, I don't know what it is at the moment, but I don't believe it is a anarchist state anymore. But as Stefan has already established in his earlier videos, Somalia is not philosophically an anarchist state. Anarchy is without rulers, but still with rules. But what has happened in Somalia is it hasn't been slow, gradual change over a matter of years. It has been suddenly total socialist state, boom, no more, now we're all going to capitalism, or we're going to no state. So it isn't just gradual change in people's minds, it's suddenly a bomb coming down to a village and completely destroying it and nothing's left. It's not gradual taking down of the village. Just the same, in a way, which is what has happened in Russia. Russia was a socialist state for years and years and years, then suddenly, just literally overnight, or over about a year maybe, capitalism. And all the oligarchs take care of basically all the major industries. And that's what has happened. That is not what we want. We want a gradual, slow change in people's opinions over time. So the Somalia idea is not a valid argument. So, Phil, Thunderf00t, whatever you want me to call you, can you please just understand that maybe your view of politics, your view of the Young Turks, Adam Carolla, whatever, might not be right. Because you are so rational on so many of your issues, like feminism, like science, like creationism, etc. But when it comes to politics, you just jump in at the straw mans. You just jump in and say that libertarians are kooks, libertarians are stupid, that capitalism is to blame for everything. No. The thing that is to blame, as it always has been, is leaders. There are many people in the world, not people like Russell Brand or Peter Joseph, but people who genuinely have ideas worth sharing that really can get us out of this mess. So I'd argue, please, Thunderf00t, to you and the rest of the intellectual community, we're not saying become a libertarian overnight, but we are saying that maybe, just maybe, all these things about we need the state to survive might not be true.